Hello there, this is James Scrofty, just 1978, and several years ago now, the same friend who recommended the films Once and Rocket Science, which I discussed in the videos links down to the Unbar, also recommended the excellent anime movie Millennium Actress, a beautifully bittersweet romantic story of one woman's lifelong love for a man who she only ever met once, an artist who was on the run from the police, and who gave her the key to the most important thing in the world, asking her to keep it safe for him until the day they were finally reunited. She met him when she was a teenage girl back in the 1930s and spent the next several decades trying to find him again. She became an actress almost entirely by accident, only taking a role in a movie that was being filmed in Manchuria because she was searching for him and the artist had mentioned that his friends were fighting there. She became a huge star, and in many of her movies she played a woman who was desperately searching for the man who she loved, meaning that because they were all essentially telling the same story, the film cuts between flashbacks of the actress's real life and scenes from some of her fictional films. Every movie of hers that we see was set in a different time period, from samurai during the Enjo Kasai, to geisha in the Edo period, to rocket ships and bases on the moon, but as much as I adore that narrative device though, it still genuinely annoys me after all of these years, because I had a similar idea for a novel. I was going to tell a story cut in between different time periods, demonstrating how life, love and conflict are always the same, regardless of whether they are occurring now in Britain in the 21st century, in Tang Dynasty China, Norway during the Viking era, post-war Germany or in ancient Sparta, and although I may still write the novel one day, depending upon whether I can find the time and the motivation, it still pisses me off because I believe that I was actually original. Either way though, this is still a truly wonderful movie which I genuinely recommend to everyone, not least because it also raises important questions about love versus infatuation and obsession, leading us to ask whether it's honestly possible to fall in love with someone who you only ever meet once, and to love them just as deeply many decades later when you can't even remember their face. Was she ever actually in love with the artist, or was it all a romantic fantasy? To quote the final line of the movie, because after all, it's the chase that I really love.